It's time.
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Oh, I like that.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Wow.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Garry.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Garry.
But wait, there's more.
I'm the guy.
Finger gun. Garry Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
And now, the Garry Meier Show. Cocktail Hour.
Live.
Cocktails. Ooh, drinks.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central.
On Friday, August 2nd, 2024. And of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. Now, since it's August, do you think folks can finally put away their Christmas decorations for a few months? I mean, after all, August is time to start celebrating the 92 days of Halloween. With clear skies in the wee hours this morning, I even saw a rocket launch to mark the occasion. Hopefully, this tropical system the Hurricane Center is tracking down here in the southeast doesn't get more severe than one of our typical daily summer storms. Since Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is scheduled to begin in just a week, and I've been invited by Disney to report on it for MousePlanet.com. So everyone be safe, even if you're just getting out there to bust a move on a busy intersection near your home. And remember that
The best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
All of the past editions of the Cocktail Hour can be replayed on the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
please like and share the show on all the social media channels.
Comments during the live show, wherever we are streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio.
And we may show them on the screen
and or talk about them.
That's good. Disappeared.
Thank you for your attention.
Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live.
Here we go. On America's podcast. Boom. Shaka-lock.
Finger guns. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. I need to do this. I don't want to do this. I need to, because all we and then we get to Friday and we scrape the goo off. And here's how it happens. I kick the tires. Light them up, Alan. And one more thing is going to happen here, and we will go wheels up. The removal of the condom. Hello.
Once again, we have a Josh Chardonnay, but I got an extra wine off on the side that I got to tell you about later. But look at this. I think that looks good. I'm very excited.
That's going to go. That's going to go. That's going to
go. Yeah. Woo-hoo.
Almost went into angry mama's face, and I wouldn't want to be around if that happens.
Ooh, that would be very bad. She's angry all the time. Oh,
that's why she's called Angry Mama. Cheers. This is my friend Jimmy Beam with the Luxardo on the bottom. I'm down to my last couple Luxardos, and then I'm going to go cherry shopping and pick up some of those cherries recommended by the viewers and listeners that are as good, but not a mortgage payment on the Luxardo.
Very nice. I'm going to do something that most wine connoisseurs would just, throw up over. I'm going to throw an ice cube, allegedly, into my drink today. Look at this.
Magic.
Isn't that cool? And guess
what? Is it safe to drink after that thing's been floating around there? Because it's not ice, it's plastic. And
it's plastic.
It lights up.
Yep. And you can only use it in cool or room temperature drinks, not recommended for hot drinks, but they say once you pull it out, it stops. So hang on. Let's see if I can. I probably should have brought a spoon up to the broadcast nook. So let's see what we do here.
Is it defective?
I need something to dry it off, but it supposedly once you dry it off, it stops flashing. And there you go. So it's reusable.
And that's a preview of one of the items you're giving away, right?
Yep, some lucky listener or viewer is going to get one of these sweethearts. And for weeks to come, even. We have a stock, so yay.
I guess the liquid activation is an upgrade because the older one I have, this has a button on it that activates the light.
Yeah, I want a button and all that stuff in my drink. I'm sorry, but here's what I would do with it. I would get a bunch of them and then have a centerpiece and some water and put it as a centerpiece, and it's a nice centerpiece, right?
What if you put it in a fish tank? Would your fish think that they've gone to a rave or something?
They're at a disco. All right.
I've seen them mixed in with ice sculptures at parties. That's a very cool look.
Oh no, that'd be cute.
You can do something with it, and you'll show the rest of the prizes later.
Yeah, and do we have a great prize? You know what? We'll do it earlier than we have been, so that we get a chance to really get everybody involved.
You're in a play, and you got to run. I want to go back to Alan and the opening. That rocket launching stuff. He's very near Cape Canaveral, so that's got to be a nice little benefit of living there.
Well, I'm 60 miles inland. But once it gets up a few hundred feet, once it gets up a few hundred feet, 60 miles is nothing.
Nothing. That's
so
cool.
Ellen's going to be the last one to recognize an alien invasion because those lights in the sky, I see them all the time.
I see them, right. It's Cape Canaveral.
But we have an app that tells us when those rockets are going up.
Oh, okay.
And you showed some of Disney World, Halloween. Come on. All right. My question.
This is from a couple of years ago. It starts on Friday. Although the merchandise I showed, this was on yesterday. I was over at Disney Springs yesterday, and the entire bay is set up for Halloween merchandise.
It's August 1st. Oh my God! But the
92 days of Halloween.
The people in the costumes outside. It's ungodly hot. How do they do that?
No, I don't know how they do that. I can barely get by in short sleeves and shorts.
Did they do 20 minutes and then they tag off?
Well, the costume characters are very, very strictly limited in how long they're on and off. The guests, however, can dress up for the Halloween party. And some people wear very elaborate costumes at these Halloween parties. They're not allowed to cover their face, but they can cover up with heavy, heavy materials. And it's been shocking to me over the years.
All right, it's August, and this is going to be the month where you start to see me go wiggy, because you know what's happening here? You know what's following August? Do you? Have you seen the calendar?
Okay. Once again, you're not doing this because you want to do this. You're doing this because you need to do this.
Otherwise, I will tip over.
Well, the one
I don't want to do that.
The one screenshot I left out of the opening that I was going to include and then forgot as I was putting it together was the calendar I sent you yesterday. It's not too soon to buy your 2025 calendar because that's just 5 months away. 5 months from yesterday is the 1st of 2025.
Live in the moment, you guys. Just live in the moment.
Pushing.
Yeah.
Let's go to the screen door and see who's joined us this week. And I got it right because I put it back down from last week. So I could just pick it up and look at who's checked in. Who's checked in, Alan? First out of the box. Politics, Olympics, Secret Service, my Schnauzer, and I need this week's cocktail hour, and it's nonsensical bullshit. You got it. Shit. And here's the thing. Even if it gets wobbly in the next whatever amount of time, if I can stick the landing at the end, doesn't matter. I got to stick the landing.
How would you stick that landing? Is there an analogy for how that landing should?
It has to be as if I was putting a toothpick in a club sandwich.
That's very, very nice.
Yes. And Charles from WRLR in Gurnee, Illinois. He is a 24-hour correspondent, always sending me great videos and stories. Keep nice cold bandana on your Schnauzer.
Oh,
yeah, that's good. That's good. And Martin, British Columbia, here every week. MK, good to see you. Brian, the house band from Oh Yes, the dog days of summer are upon us. Treat your Schnauzer accordingly. Brian and the rest of the band, Matt, and I believe, is Katie going to be with them this evening in their performance?
Probably.
We know they're performing and we know where, and we're going to show the information during the show. So if you're in the area, you can go see this great band. Oh, yes.
At a really, what seems like a pretty darn fun family get-together, too, or experience.
All right. Lloydster, happy National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. I didn't listen to Sirius XM, so I don't know. So thank you, Lloyd. To tell me that means that was all over Sirius XM. All the DJs know what day it is and the celebrity birthdays, living and dead, and I didn't listen today.
I ate one every day for a semester when I was in high school.
Because
you could. Because ice cream sandwiches are a perfect ice cream snack.
Yeah, that is good. Jimmy O'Connor, I got you on blast in Ocean City, Maryland today. OC, represent. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, wow. Mike, now, hashtag save summer. Yeah, let's do that any way we can. Greg from
Do we want to?
Dakula,
Do we want to make that?
That's you will make that the phrase that pays.
Why don't we?
Yeah.
Hashtag save
we're
summer.
You don't have to put it in now. We'll tell you when, but that'll be.
Well, you can.
Phrase.
I mean,
I guess it doesn't
at
matter,
your
does it?
leisure.
Yeah, whatever. We'll put it on the screen later. Greg is in Dakula, right outside of Hotlanta, and I'm sure it is really all those cities down in that belt, that Jesus belt, Jesus's belt. Wow.
So I have to talk about Greg and another listener / viewer named Mary. This week, I received a couple of emails, and Garry, you were forwarding them to me, and it got rather confusing, but it turns out that 2 of our regular viewers are sending me gifts. And so today, ding dong, one of them arrived, and I thought it was from Greg, but it turns out it's from Mary. Mary, and look what I got in the mail today. I got some Trump Rosé.
Okay.
And it came in some really nice packaging because I was really worried there was moisture underneath it. And it turns out that's just because it rained. But check this out. Is this not cool?
You got to be careful if you have moisture under your packaging, and it's okay. All right.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So Mary is who this is from. And I can't thank you enough. This is awesome. So,
well, we appreciate the listeners thinking of us, and we'll stay apolitical no matter.
Oh, yeah. This is Eric. He's not even running for anything. He's just putting out some rosé.
David R., in honor of the USA Olympic women's gymnastic team, I bought a sequin leotard for the schnauzer. Now it's time to do those exercises. Oklahoma, Illinois. Hello. All right, before we go any further in the comments, on the stream of whatever platform in the net world, I ran across this performance in the Olympics in 1972. If you remember Olga Korbut, do you remember that name?
I do.
You have to check out her exercise on the uneven parallel bars. And I got into this discussion about, can the bars be parallel if they're uneven? I guess they can.
They can.
As long as they don't intersect.
Correct.
Olga Korbut did this routine that they had to ban some of the moves afterwards because they were so dangerous. She does this flawlessly. One of them was she went up on the high bar and stood on a high bar and then did her flipping around. I don't know how they go back and forth and catch that damn bar.
And they're all of like, well, look at Simone Biles, 4'9", 4'10", 5 foot tall.
You have to be
like
small, right?
Itty bitties. And yet somehow their pelvises were able to reach that lower bar. And I don't know how they don't shatter them every single time, but.
And they swing up and they jump up to the high bar and then swing down to the low bar. And I'm thinking they start at the low bar and they get that momentum going. I would get to the low bar and start swinging, and just sit down. I can't get it up. I can't go up.
Shoot, can we take a moment to talk about some of the cooler things that are happening in the Olympics right now?
Yes, but wait,
once again, we're going to stay
Olympic hunk. I want to go through
apolitical. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to stay apolitical in this show. We sure are. What else do we have, Alan? Who else is checked in? Samantha's here every week from Mundelein, Illinois. Hiya. Good to see you. Dale, Wheatfield, Indiana, every week. Dale, love seeing you here. Dale F., Peoria, Illinois, Richard Pryor's hometown. Actually, a number of famous, and mostly comedians have come out of Peoria. I believe Sam Kinison, the late, great Sam Kinison, came out of Peoria. One of the funniest people to ever walk the earth.
I had
And such a
breakfast
nice
with
guy.
Bill Murray in Peoria, Illinois. It's a fun town.
Yeah,
A
did
lot of
some
compact
shows
fun
down
right
there. That's, I think, is that the second or third largest city in the state of Illinois?
At
if you're
least
counting?
third, maybe fourth. Yeah.
If you're ever on Jeopardy and they ask the question, there's your answer. Mark H., Friday Fun Day, sitting with Denny and Christy, drinking drinky drinks. And that's all life should be. Damn it, I'm tired of the Fugazi, and I think you are too. Amy, St. Louis. We're in the dog days of summer now, folks. I've been to St. Louis in the summer. God bless you. Oh my God. It's like walking on the sun in some of these places.
It is not a dry heat.
No, it
in
isn't.
St. Louis.
It's so wet. It's such a wet heat.
Oh man.
Yes. I like my heat like I like my humor. Dry. Jimmy, I have some new yuckers that need a Chicago showing offing. What does that mean?
Oh, are we talking New Yorkers that need to be shown around Chicago? I'm assuming. Let me translate.
Translate, please. You speak jive.
I do.
Yeah.
Stewardess, what he means to say is that he has some guests from New York that would like to visit our town and see some of the sites.
You're the Barbara Billingsley of the show. If you remember the movie
I should
Airplane,
go get my pearl necklace right now.
When June Cleaver could talk jive to the black gentleman on the plane because nobody else could understand them. Mac.
You know, back in the day when we used to just laugh at like shit.
Yeah, now woke me when it's over. Happy St. Friday, my GarrForce nerds. Mac from sunny Queen Creek, AZ. In the desert, they can't remember your name, but I do.
I bet you sometimes it's so hot, Mac can't remember their own name. So.
Deb from Des Plaines, Illinois. Des Plaines is called that because Des Plaines from O'Hare go overhead. That's right next to O'Hare International over by there.
Yeah.
Terry. Hoi, hoi, Gary. Hoi, hoi, Terry. Hoi, hoi. Donna. Hello. She's here all the time, too. I love the regulars. Stick Save, Frankfort, Illinois, my former hometown. And Marianne, happy August. And Barb from Mesa. Got a good AZ representation happening there. Deborah, Wilmington, Illinois. And Ro, good to see you. She just rescued two dachshunds locked in a hot car.
Oh.
Wow.
You do deserve a Josh then. Come on.
Jesus. Why do people...
I don't know. I had another story this week that I didn't use on the podcast because we like the nonsensical bullshit, not the actual. Parents forgot they had the kid in the back seat and the child ends up cooking. Yeah. It's like, how does this happen?
I saw a comment about Christmas trees. We mentioned a couple of weeks ago, they have cut the trees for Christmas, and we should be seeing them moving down the interstates on the flatbeds in the next coming days.
The fresh trees
that are coming trees. In. I saw it in the queue there, and if you want to find it, Alan, and I'll give credit where credit is due.
Yep, because it's August. That's what happens.
Oh my God!
Oh, poor
Doggy
little
boy.
Wieners, says Sandy.
He has a Peoria celebrity stack to share with us. David Ogden Stiers, or is it Steer? I forget how they pronounce
Stiers
that name.
From MASH. Yeah.
Yeah. And who else is on there? It went by
Jack
now.
Brickhouse, Dan Fogelberg.
Wow.
Not so funny, but very prolific. Yes.
And who else? I see Mary Jo and Lamont. All right. All good. Welcome, everybody. Okay, you were going to do a hunk on the Olympics?
Well, there are two standouts that I just have to bring up. And the one is the pommel horse nerd This is an American, and this is the guy who, unlike a lot of the other male or gymnasts, only does one thing, and that is the pommel horse. Other guys are doing the floor exercises and the rings and all the other stuff. No, he just does the pommel horse. And he's called like the Clark Kent of gymnastics now. And if you see him, he wears big, thick glasses because he has, what is it called? Hang on, I wrote down. It's strabismus. His eyes are crossed.
None of your strabismus is what it is.
Well, but he's also like this just sweet wackadoo guy. He admits that he's kind of wacky. His girlfriend's kind of wacky. In order to calm down before an event, he does Rubik's cubes in like less than 10 seconds. So there's a lot going on in there. But his one and only superstar performance gave us a medal in the men's gymnastics.
Wait,
and this
I got to go back to something you said. I thought they all had to do all of the different exercises. I didn't know you could just do one.
No, and this is his thing, and he does it better than anybody else. And there was a slight break. You know, this is where you watch the coverage, and sometimes you want them to explain stuff, and other times you want them to shut the F up because you're just yammering. But like, tell me technically what I should be looking for. And at one point, his legs actually separated ever so slightly. I mean, like that. And they're like, oh, but that shouldn't count against him. And it didn't. And so, oh my God, this guy is amazing. So look up Stephen Nedoroscik, Nedoroscik. Stephen, he rocks. The other one, though.
Okay, let me just say, when he's in bed with his girlfriend, do you think the foreplay is him doing those moves around her with his arms, swinging his legs over?
I think she's a gymnast too, and that has to be some, like,
right.
I don't
imagine
they want to make videos. I would, I might check out their OnlyFans page.
Leslie, if they can stick the dismount, then everything's good.
Like a toothpick in a club sandwich.
In a club sandwich.
Thank you.
Come on, baby. Much. Here I come.
The other one, though, is this Turkish silver medalist sharpshooter, and his name is Yusuf Dikec. I'm assuming it's pronounced catch, but it's Dikec. And this is the guy who's become the ultimate meme, because while all the other shooters are wearing like special glasses and shade reducers and finders and all this other stuff, this dude shows up in a t-shirt, puts the one hand in his back pocket, pulls out the gun, and just bam, bam, bam. He is awesome.
He's in a t-shirt and shorts. It looks like he was on his way to alfresco lunch and just thought, I'll
like
stop by and do some shooting.
Yeah. Those people are shooting. I like to shoot. I'll shoot too. So
okay. Bing, bing, bing. And everybody else has got special goggles and stuff. And really,
you know, and that's the other we were talking about, where they have all these accessories now, especially when you watch something like archery, and then the one person with all that stuff on her bow got undone because a bee landed on her finger and stung her right in the middle of competition. So.
Some people would say that's good luck. That's good luck. That's what they'll say.
Never.
I don't think so. All right. Did we get everybody that we were going to?
I think so.
Acknowledge there. Okay. All right. They in France, speaking of France, have released baguette-inspired scratch and sniff stamps.
Ooh.
And that's
saw
what
that they would use in a rom-com, because you always have to have a baguette in your grocery bag in a rom-com.
So they go get stamps and meet cute.
You could, and they smell like this fresh bread. That sounds awesome.
Should the lottery do this with their scratch-off tickets? Is this something that would be worth investing in?
Look at
the smell of cash. What does cash smell like? Boom, boom, boom.
I can't explain it, but there is a smell to money. And well, look at you, Gary, once again, giving away $1 million idea. And this
I
could be a
don't know-
multi-million-dollar idea.
Right. The scratch-off campaigns around the country, I don't know, maybe some states are using this, but I would use the catchphrase, itching for some cash, buy a scratch-off. It seems like a natural. I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah. Who's doing the marketing for these people? Because they're running ads that look a lot like ads we've seen before. But now imagine, like, I had to buy a scratch-off lottery ticket recently because it said "Winner, winner, chicken dinner," and it just
You had to buy that.
because it made me laugh. But what if I scratched it and it actually smelled like
Smelled
fried
like
chicken?
chicken.
That would
Worth
be awesome.
checking out if it advances sales. Karen, did you see Karen there? She says, "How about swimming in the Seine?" Did you see the swimmers jump in there?
Yeah.
I predict
That's
a lot
bold.
of ear infections about tomorrow. You're going to hear
yeah.
about a lot of ear infections. Oh, look! Now that they've been talking about it when they jumped in, didn't you cringe as
It
soon as they
looked
hit the water?
really green. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
these are professionals, though. They know, like, it would look really unbecoming of them to jump in doing this. But that's the way I would have to go in, is holding my
Ooh.
nose. But I'm pretty sure they can neutralize the pressures so they don't.
The river has been polluted for 100 years. Nobody thought, hey, 50 years ago, maybe it's time to clean it up. They only decided 10 years ago when they got awarded the Olympics, all right, we'll spend $1.5 billion and clean it up, and it's still not clean, but you got 100 years to clean up.
Exactly. So maybe we get to the source of all this pollution and then make it fun. Because whenever, speaking of rom-coms, they always show people on a evening cruise along the Seine, and the thought that it might smell like poop doesn't make it
It's
very
the city
romantic.
of love, the city of light, or whatever this city of. I've been there, and we took one of those cruises, and it didn't smell bad. I don't know why, now that I see what's going on, that I didn't smell anything.
Anthony
Because
says,
that was about 20 years ago. So that was 80 years into the pollution. I
Oh.
would have smelled something.
you'd think, well, maybe it had settled. This is where,
Yeah.
like, you, for relaxation, watch them dredge canals in the Netherlands for bicycles.
Right.
So maybe a lot of this stuff is just settled, and it's once you churn it up that it
Okay.
becomes
All right.
It's so polluted.
It's so polluted. They can't have babies if they come out of the sun and then try to have carnal knowledge.
We see what you're
So
doing
polluted.
there.
Look at that river. Our correspondent Ryan was in last week. You remember, Ryan? Come on the show here. Last week,
I neglected my son.
Ryan was at a cabin in Makawata, Wisconsin. Where were you?
Merrill, Wisconsin.
Merrill, Wisconsin. And he sent a text out. It's near Gleason and Badawata Pond. Like you would know any of these towns. It's just right near there. And you were going to stay the whole weekend, but there were so many mosquitoes. And you showed us Hank's arm bitten to the bejesus belt. And you decided to pick up stakes and leave about a day early. And you went to the Dells.
Yeah, the Dells is sort of on the way home, and they wanted to go to they have those arcade places where you spend $300 to get $20 worth of prizes. So we found one we'd
With
never
the really
been to.
limp claw machines that Garry likes so much.
Yeah,
I do.
So we spent 8 hours there. There was go-karts, and there was ropes course, and of course there was all the machines that ripped you off. So
And the Dells are in what town?
Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah,
That's the name of the town.
Lake Delton. Lake Delton
Lake
is
Delton,
one of the closest ones. Yeah. I went to summer
Okay.
camp in Lake Delton.
Yeah.
the lake that
And-
actually emptied one summer by
Yeah,
accident.
completely
And
empty.
they had to
Like,
fill it in
completely
again.
empty.
And where Tommy Bartlett's people would put a bumper sticker on your car if you got anywhere close
Okay,
to them.
that's what I want to get to before you tell us what you did beyond the skee ball and all the other stuff. Back in the day, there was this show, Tommy Bartlett's Water Show. And if you went, when you were in watching the show, people from Bartlett's camp would come and put a bumper sticker on your car, Tommy Bartlett Water Show. And then if you lived anywhere within the tri-state area of Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, there were thousands of these bump. You'd see them everywhere. I thought, wow, everybody likes Tommy Bartlett. But that wasn't the case. They just put them on willy-nilly while you were at the show.
Right. You had no say in the matter. And
No.
my father was as anal, if not more, than I. And I remember him just being infuriated because not only did they put that bumper sticker on his car without his permission, they put it on cockeyed. And he was so pissed.
Was it easy to get off or was bad adhesive?
No, because that's back when you had actual chrome bumpers.
Yep.
So you risked scraping them. Oh, yeah, it was not a good thing.
Now, speaking of adhesive, before we go on, my current blog is How was Scotch tape invented? Do you know how Scotch tape came about?
No.
Well, read my blog and you will.
Well, thank you. Okay.
I mean, Scotch tape, you don't think about it. You have Scotch tape, but it didn't just drop out of the sky. Somebody had to invent it. And it's funny because it has that corporate
Scotch
bullshit.
tape.
There you go. The guy who invented it worked for 3M and was doing masking tape. And the people at the bakeries in the late 20s, 1930 is when Scotch tape came in. In the 20s, the bakeries had cellophane invented, and they wanted something to seal the cellophane packaging, but his masking tape was brown and it didn't
Too
look.
dark.
So he went back and invented Scotch tape by using different resins and stuff. But the funny thing is, as he's working on some of this stuff at his desk at 3M, they said, stop doing that. Get back to what we've told you to do. Go home and do that stuff. And he invents Scotch tape, which everybody on the planet probably has a roll.
Yeah.
And that's funny how you get treated. And then when they realize, uh-oh, this guy's onto something. Oh, we didn't mean to treat you like a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But we failed to procure the patent on that tape that you just created. On top of that, classic SNL bit from the 1970s when they were talking about stores and malls getting too
just selling Scotch
specific.
Tape.
Yeah, and it was the Scotch tape store at the mall. And now you can't even find a decent mall. So that's
and why was it called Scotch tape?
Do you tell us in your blog?
Yes, I do. But if you're not,
are you going to
be reading?
Yeah.
When he did the masking tape, it was basically for auto painters who needed masking tape. They were making their own, and he got them a better masking tape. And it only had sticky on each end. And one of the guys that was an auto painter said, "Wow, you're really getting Scotty on us with this kind of," which meant cheap.
Right.
Scotty meant cheap. And so he just adapted Scottish tape from that.
And it did have the plaid and everything. Well,
1930.
Thank you, Gary.
Yep.
And because it hit right at the Depression, people were Scotch taping everything, clothing back together because they were all broke. Scotch taping eggs back together. The eggs were broken. They'd Scotch tape. I mean, Scotch tape was super. I mean, who doesn't have Scotch tape? Yeah. And here's the other thing. Go buy some knockoff brand that's cheaper. It's all crap. Have you ever bought the tape?
Yes.
That's not.
Yes, it's crap.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so bad. So bad. And really. Oh, my God. I love that kind of stuff.
So the other two notable things from the Dells was that little light cube. We got a drink that had that. That's how I found those. There you go. And the whole gaming place, I think I texted both of you, smelled like a vape. The vape flavors, cherry, and all of those were pumped in there. And then we went outside, all the kids were outside vaping. So it just was a weird.
Are there amusement park rides and things? Is it that?
There was a little
I've never
roller
been
coaster.
To the Dells.
Yeah, this was inside.
Wait.
So this had a little
Whoa. You've never been to the
Never
Dells?
been. Never.
Wow.
No.
So you've never seen a Tommy Bartlett's water show?
No, but
never
I remember
been to
all the bumper
Robo World.
stickers.
Never
going
been
through
to
Chicago and everywhere else in the Midwest.
Oh my God, Paul Bunyan's pancake house, where you have to sit at tables that are like 30 feet long, as I recall, and share breakfast with people who, in some cases, eat like cave people.
And we had a train delivery
Bible land where you'd walk around and get to see like moments from the Bible reenacted. The what was the other one? You guys helped me with this, where it was like the magic place. This house, it was built into a hill, and everything, like you could balance chairs on 2 legs, and everything was kind of cockeyed. And oh, Garry,
No, I missed all that. And
we got to do a road trip.
Yeah.
The ducks. Oh my
train
God,
delivery.
Marianne. Yeah,
I
the
heard
ducks.
about the ducks.
Yep.
And what
Where
else
you
did
could
you
get
experience?
a beer this big at 8:00 in the morning. Oh my God.
And you can have a train deliver your dinner. That's what we did at that place too.
You sent me a
train
video
delivered
of
the dinner.
that. And I remember going to a place in Chicago that did that on the south side of Chicago, Snackville Junction, and you'd sit at the counter and the train would come along and have your hamburger and fries. And that's what they do at this place in the Dells.
Yep. So it was.
So Hank
we
loved
left
that, right?
We did. He did, and we left at like 10:30, so we didn't pull in here till 12:30, and then you got to unload the car. It was just. I was glad to be home.
Really? I don't know why. I mean, the mosquito attack and skee ball and.
Jamie really couldn't do much because of her. She was still recovering. So, I carry this, hold this, help me.
You sent me a picture. I saw her. She's got the neck brace on, huh?
She does. She has the collar on. She'll have it for another 3 or 4 weeks. So
that can't be.
She's getting better, but it's still been It was
she have
still
to sleep in that too?
She does sleep in that. Yes. Yeah. So it was a good week, and Hank's all healed up now. But everybody said, "Did you ever hear of off? Are you kind of bug spray?" No, we kind of forgot that piece.
Yeah, we forgot that. We're in the deep woods of Wisconsin. Why would we need that? Michael says, "Did you try the fudge?"
I did not. We were there for a short visit. We've tried the fudge before, but
cheese curds. Did you eat cheese curds? Because they have squeaky cheese, and it was called the Wonder Spot. Was that house that was so wackadoo?
We'll save all the Wisconsin food for the Wisconsin State Fair that we'll talk about later.
Now you mentioned something, at least in a text to me, and this was another standard item in Wisconsin, in Bristol, Wisconsin, I believe, the Renaissance Fair.
Yes,
which I never got either.
Down,
that seemed.
Did you go to that at least?
No, I looked at pictures of that. Why would I want to go and go medieval in the middle of summer? Would you like some lemonade? No, I don't.
You get to watch mud eaters, and then there were jousts and people making macrame. I don't know why they had macrame there, but they had macrame there. Oh,
Pendulette got his start at a Ren fair. I mean, come on, Garry.
Okay. All right, but
we got to go for.
I've never been either.
Yeah, it looks awful. It's hot and it's muddy.
Just to get in, there's cars and miles of cars in line to get in there when you drive by on a Saturday morning. It's like, what's going on there? Oh, they're going to the Ren Fair.
The Ren Fair.
A big turkey leg.
Yeah.
That you just walk around with your gritty hands and eat it. And oh, Lordy.
How far is Bristol from your house, Ryan?
45 minutes an hour.
Has Hank ever wanted to go to the Ren Fair?
No, Jamie went with a coworker once that had this big get up in this corset and some things she went with, and Jamie said it's quite the sight to see, and she's never gone back.
Did they pillory anybody in the middle of the town square?
Of course. I mean, I think you pay extra for a pillorying. Would you like a rotten tomato to throw at the person being pilloried? Sure.
Love those. I like how people gravitate towards times that were horrendous. We have no anesthesia, no air conditioning, no creature comforts at all. Let's go and pay money to replicate that. My God.
And then let's do some Civil War reenactment right after that.
There's the one. That one. Really, those people.
In wool outfits.
I've been to Gettysburg. What an ugly part of our history. Not just because it was our own states fighting each other, but when you see Gettysburg, it's a large field and they're shooting at each other in a large field. There's no protection.
Like from 10 feet away.
Right out in the open.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of summer. And they said, I believe it was 50,000 bodies and horses that rotted for weeks before they could get them out of there.
Ugh.
Okay. Yeah, let's replicate that.
But now, could you do it with paint guns? That would be
Yeah,
cool.
okay. Yeah. They're very authentic. They don't even have buttons because they didn't have buttons back then. Are they going to replicate 9/11 in 20 years?
That's going to be a harder one to set the stage for.
Yeah. Okay. People jumping to their death. Let's replicate that. That's the same thing. There was a Titanic musical on Broadway.
Yep.
2,000 people died. What are we singing about here?
There's no Titanic, I believe, up at the Dells. I don't think they have any Titanic museums or anything up there, but that's more Branson.
Don't tell me Hank's going back to school Monday or anything like that, okay? Please don't say that.
No, he's going back in 24 days. I told him that, and he just buried his head in the couch and said, "Summer goes by too quick." And I said, "Wait,
it does.
Wait till you're old. Wait till you're old and see how quick things go, kid."
Is there air conditioning at his school?
There is. There is air conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going back
window
in August.
units, but not central air. They all have, each classroom has window units, but I guess it gets the job done.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to take care of the sponsors, and then we're going to do your Wisconsin report. That's got some meat on it too.
Pictures. Yep.
And some pictures. All right. But Bettenhausen Automotive is a fine sponsor of the GarrForce.
Get $15,000 total cash on a new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Plus. Get no payments for 90 days at Bettenhausen Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on 159th Street in Tinley Park. During the Make This the Summer event, Bettenhausen has $5,600 off your new Dodge Durango. Right now, get $2,750 off your new Chrysler Pacifica. Showroom never closes at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
And if you're looking for a mortgage and refi or a refi, any of those things in that category, this is the guy to call for the free consultation to start off, and he'll tell you what the numbers are. It's probably going to save you money, and then you're going to want to do business with him. Those are the numbers to call. Do you like saving money? Good, because he does like saving you money. That's a nice combo platter.
That's what he does.
All right.
855-56 David. Hey, before we do,
you want to show what you're giving away?
Why don't we do that? So of course, as I showed very early in the show, and I'm gonna do it now in a cooler glass so that it really shows it off. Isn't that the way to go? Ooh, that's very special. So yeah, we got the flashing cube. We've got our stuff from our friends at Oh Yes. We'll be showing where they are tonight. So you've got a koozie, bracelets, and of course a customized guitar pick. Tracy from Wisconsin. I mean, God love you, Tracy. We have bendables and an entirely new stock of ball liquors. And I'm including her sister's card. So if you want to order some ball liquors for you or your family or some sort of event, this is the way to do it.
With the golfers in your family, to clarify.
There you go. Scott's Vintage Antiques and Collectibles, as always. Got to include a fortune-telling fish. This thing is fun. I said I was giving away a Dodge truck, but it's this Dodge truck today. So there you go, your own truck. Ryan got us some more tattoos, because you just can't have enough massive tattoos on your body. And it's all the rage right now with Gen Zers. Alan Delinka, of course, created this special Garry Meier magnet winner magnet. So in addition, Ryan gave me these pens a couple weeks back, and I haven't been handing them out, but I'm going to do it right now. And they have swears on them. So if your kids are around, cover their
You're giving
ears.
1 pen a week out, right?
Yeah. What the heck? We're going to spread the wealth. Look at this. I mean, how many other podcasts are giving away these?
I would say none. I don't know. I don't see Joe Rogan giving away ice cubes that light up. I really don't.
No. And
that's why he's suffering. Yeah, he really needs
Although
it.
Mr. Beast, I guess, builds wells for people and stuff, but there's some sort of controversy involved in that show too. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know what color. I don't know what it says. I'm just going to pick one randomly, and it says good fucking vibes on it. So you get one of those. And our friends at Buddy Bear Car Wash are providing us with Buddy Bear Car Wash hats.
And they sponsor all the music on the program.
thank them very much. And the prize that started it all, your very
condom.
own wine condom. So, whew, that's a hell of a package. Save summer. Hashtag save summer. By the way,
Very nice.
our last 2 winners have not collected. I don't know if we've lost your deets in the email or they're somewhere in the ether out there, but please, I think it's Cindy and Mark. Give us your
Please,
address
check in.
so that I can get
Yes,
this to you.
unless I missed it. I didn't see their addresses. Are you giving away something out of the fuck jar?
Do I have to give away a fuck? I've given so many fucks, but
It's up to
you
you.
only have so many fucks you can give.
In a jar.
But yes, I think I can give a fuck.
That's nice. That's right out of the jar.
Because
That's what
you
they
guys
are.
matter to me. So yes, I will give a fuck today.
Nice. There it is. Language. I see somebody in the queue said language.
I
yes,
know.
we are. We are using it.
It's an
Every word
insult,
we
yep.
can. That's right, Michael. 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag that you'll get in your mailbox.
Look, I mean, how cool is that? Tell me what mail you've received recently that is any better than that, except for the wine that our sweet
Well,
Mary sent me this week.
Anytime
So
you get
thank you.
booze, that's a good gift. Yeah.
And Greg from
Politics Free
Decula.
Hour. It's just a brand that
just
happens
wine.
to have a
It's
political
wine.
name on it. It's just wine. We're not endorsing or talking about any political party. All right, Ryan, come back. And you have recorded a report.
Yeah, with lots of pickles. But
A lot of
before
pickles. I talked to a Gen Z reporter Katie about this. They're big. Pickles are big in that demographic. And you're gonna.
we go farther. I did not send those tattoos, Leslie.
You didn't?
Uh-oh.
I didn't.
Tracy, I bet you it's Tracy because
Not I. I'm not guilty of that.
Tracy from Wisconsin. And once again, I love the fact that you guys are the ones that have created these prize packages that we give out. I mean, I throw in a thing here and there, but it's nothing compared to the generosity that you guys have done or shown us.
There's Mark. Mark, send us your info again, and I'll get it to Leslie. There's Mark.
It's right here. It's not going anywhere. It's
Yeah.
got your name on it.
Yeah. So
Ryan, is that distasteful to you to send tattoos to Leslie? You denied it like I
just wanted someone to get the credit that they deserved, and it wasn't me.
Okay.
True.
All right.
So yeah, pickles seem to be the hot thing. The rage.
All right.
They said it's going to be the rage for the fall, through the fall. Pickles and pumpkin spice.
All right, and it's in your report, right?
It is, and then I have actual pictures of some of the things I talk about.
Okay, here we go.
It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Wisconsin. How do we know it's back to school time here in Wisconsin? Well, the Wisconsin State Fair opened yesterday. I thought I would share the food and drink items that are new. There were so many I actually had to write them down, and this is just a small piece of what the actual list is. You'll see a theme here pretty quick. They have pickle tots, pickle poutine, purple pickle lemonade, pickle sandwich, Elvis nachos, a cricket cookie. They say the crickets in the cookie taste a little nutty. I think I'm going to pass on the cricket cookie. There also is a Rise and Swine ice cream. What do you think's in that? It's an ice cream sundae with breakfast sausage in it there. I think I will pass on that too. For the complete list to look at so you can figure out what your favorites are going to be, if you search Wisconsin State Fair new foods, there's a complete list. Switching gears a little bit. I have enough to worry about these days with myself, let alone my alter ego. Well, there was a man in McGuanago who set his house on fire because his alter ego, Jerry, told him to do it. He woke up. He said a bunch of friends were in the front. They were doing burnouts. The friends were imaginary. He set a clothes basket on fire. And then he went back to bed. Well, everybody in the house woke up because Jerry had told him to set the house on fire. Needless to say, he is in jail and getting mental health evaluation. I hope you have a great weekend and make sure you get all your school supplies early. Get all your school supplies early.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Wow.
Ah.
That
Maybe
was
he had a
cool.
the Jerry
hello,
like
Jerry,
you.
Jerry. Oh my God.
Shoot,
so
I'm going
much-
to have to watch this show again just because of that.
And okay, so Jerry has an imaginary friend who told him to set the house on fire.
No,
They
the
were
guy's that's Jerry's his imaginary friend. I don't know what the guy's name is, but it's not Jerry. Jerry's his imaginary friend.
right.
Jerry's
That's
the
what I
bad
said.
guy.
Yeah, his alter ego. They said alter ego.
His alter ego. Okay. Wow. And the pickles at the state fair. Where's the state fair? What town is that in?
West Dallas, Wisconsin. So it's maybe 15 minutes from us towards Milwaukee. So there's a
Wow,
state
you're in
fair
the center of
grounds
so
there.
much good stuff. You really are.
Yep. And I did pull off their official website some of the pictures of the things, just so we can, some of the visuals. I mean, the visuals. There's the cricket cookie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Once again, I like
The one-
me an ice cream sandwich, but
The one I created for the piece looked pretty close to this. I only had one cricket though.
Yeah, those pellets don't
I-
look good.
I have eaten crickets, just so you know.
Are they nutty?
They were, but mostly they were drenched in salsa, so they were just kind of crunchy and hot.
How long was the gun to your head when you did it?
Nah, I'd take it. I'm an idiot. I'll try anything once.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part.
There's the
What's
rice
this?
and swine ice cream with the breakfast sausage. There was a contest of best new foods. I think they got third place. So there's your rice and swine.
What a great country.
Rice and swine.
And here's all your pickled tots. So there's the pickled tots, the pickled poutine.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
actually, the pickled poutine looks better than
I
real
think I'm going to
poutine.
try one of those too. We'll see. I'm going on Wednesday, so we'll see how they turn out. And then here's I didn't mention this. This is a glazed donut with a ham and donut sandwich.
Okay. That might not be bad.
There's the
And
Elvis. There's the Elvis nachos. It has
And they're
peanut
called that
butter
because
peanut butter and banana flavoring.
Oh.
yeah.
You know,
Should
he
you-
died
should
on the
use-
potty, so maybe this is not the way to go.
Yeah, at 42. So I don't
They
know
should've
if
used
that's
banana
encouraging.
chips.
What's that?
And then here
They should have used. They
should've
should have used banana chips.
Yeah.
They missed the opportunity.
Yeah.
Banana
And here
flavor.
is a little old fashioned. The last picture here, old fashioned brandy waffle.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Is that for adults only?
I didn't read the ingredient. Maybe the cooking gets rid of the alcohol. Don't they say that? I don't
Okay.
know if it's adults or not, but
All right.
so
And we
have
so
some other
that's all
pictures.
we do.
That's all the Dell stuff
I will go back.
or the state fair. All right.
So
The house band, oh yes, is appearing tonight in Palatine, Illinois.
Twin,
Yep.
You're near
Twin Lakes,
Palatine?
isn't it? Twin Lakes.
Yep.
Oh,
there it
Palatine.
is, right
Oh.
at the top, Salt Creek Park District.
Twin
It's
Lakes,
a turtle
Wisconsin.
race.
Wait. I'm
No,
confused.
it's Palatine. It's
I don't know why it says Twin
1200
Lakes.
East Lake Drive in Palatine.
Oh, Palatine.
It's a turtle race. So somehow or another, they put turtles in the lake, and there's all this other stuff going on. And attendees can bring their own chairs. And if you're having a good time and you stick around for Oh Yes, you might win an Oh Yes t-shirt as part
Isn't
of
there a
the-
Twin Lakes, Wisconsin?
Yes,
There is a Twin Lakes, Wisconsin. Yes.
But it's not there.
No,
this
it's
is
in Palatine.
Twin
It's
Lakes
Twin
in
Lakes.
Palatine.
That's why I was confused. I'm not as dumb as I look.
No, you're fine. We'll talk
All right,
you
go
down.
see them if you're in the area. You will be happy you did.
You're not here because you want to be here. You're here because you need to be here.
I need to be here. Okay, a listener sent me this. Look at the clown in this Burger Chef promotional piece.
What
Look
the
at that
hell?
clown. Holy crap. It makes Ronald McDonald look inviting.
You know, never been a fan of clowns in general, but
Really? I don't know why.
Whatever happened to Burger Chef? That was before my time.
Yeah, I think they went out, but you
The
don't.
Burger
you-
Chef. I actually looked it up because it is key part of the last season of Mad Men. Burger Chef eventually was acquired by Hardee's, and that's part of that chain now.
Oh.
Okay. Look at that mascot, though.
Look
Or
at
if
that outfit. Look at those outfits. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wow.
God. Nobody thought, wait a minute, I don't think that clown is the right image.
No.
Nobody raised their hand. Okay. What else do we
Is
have?
that a napkin? Wait, is that just like
back.
one of their napkins that they put on his face? I think.
Napkin? What are you looking at?
You mean
the
cut a
lower
hole
part?
and put a
It
napkin?
almost looks like he's got a napkin hanging off his face.
Looks
No,
like he's been in the burns. He was in the burn center at the local hospital. Those girls don't look nervous.
No,
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
Ah.
Okay, and Johnny from Michigan sent me this because I am on the search for a new cherry, and he was somewhere where they had all kinds of cherry stuff.
All set up there. If that's his house, he's got all the alcohol and the cherries and everything.
That's his house?
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
He was
Johnny,
traveling in
he
Traverse
sent it
City
to me
this
too
week.
this week.
That's not his house, right, Alan?
No, he was off at a tasting somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's looking
Wow.
at the cherry stuff too.
Okay.
And okay, a listener from 847 sent me this, and I talked about this on the show. I love when you listeners and viewers see something and go, I thought of you as soon as I saw this. And that's what they said here. They saw this, the 3 stages of life: birth, what the fuck is this, and death. And that's me, I guess, right?
I think it's a lot of us.
I think so.
Yeah, so that's why we're here. Not because we want to be,
We
because
need to
need
be.
to be.
We would, Leslie, we would tip over otherwise.
We would tip over.
Okay. And this is the last one.
More cherries. Look at all the cherries.
Look at the cherries
to pick
there.
from. Those are all cherries. There's Luxardo nestled in, but there's some competition.
There are.
Damn, we should come up with our own brand of cherries.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Johnny
Yeah,
says
we'll
that was
start
his
harvesting
family
cherries.
cabin near Traverse City, Michigan. That's what that picture was from.
Oh, his family stocked up on all that. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Thanks, Johnny.
Cool.
All right,
is
that's it. Thanks, Ryan.
That is. Yep. See you later.
All right, see you next week. All right, Leslie's got a couple stories.
I do. Let's see here. You know, we didn't tease anything this morning, or
We
because
didn't?
no,
Yeah, you did.
no, we didn't. Didn't
I
even.
thought you did. Yeah, I think.
We had other things to talk about. Go ahead,
Okay.
listen to the T show if you
All
want.
right.
But
I'm sorry.
if he hasn't already, Justin Timberlake might want to download a ride-sharing app. That's because a New York judge this morning decided to throw the book at him for driving under the influence. Sag Harbor Justice Carl, I believe it's Iriche, reportedly was none too pleased with Justin's lawyer's attempt to place the blame on police, claiming that they made significant errors in arresting his client. The judge called the assertion irresponsible and possibly even an attempt to poison the case. And as a result, the judge went ahead and just suspended JT's license indefinitely rather than just giving him a break, since this was his first offense.
Wow.
Yeah. Once again, he paid big money for this lawyer, and the lawyer booted the poop.
Crap the bed.
And the very first
Yes.
and the very first thing I learned in law school in the civil procedure class I took, it was our professor's rule of civil procedure number 1. It goes for criminal procedure 2, and that's don't piss off the judge. And you look at the cases lately, like Baldwin's dismissal and this case, you piss off the judge, and that's it.
I don't know why that has to be told to you.
But in general, yeah, a little decorum, folks. That seems like a smart way to go.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's all you need.
Exactly. Vacationers in Cornwall, England, gave an assist to the Coast Guard to recover an ice cream van that accidentally washed out to sea. Uh-oh.
Well, we're in the latter moments of the flight.
Whoopsie. And the fact it's sparkly makes it so much more
that'll
appealing.
happen.
Anyway, so this ice cream van started drifting out to sea. The driver of the Kelly Whip ice cream van apparently walked away from his parked vehicle just as the tide came in. This sounds like a thing from what it was, Doc Martin, if you watch PBS. Anyway, crowds of people reportedly dashed out to retrieve the van, and while they themselves couldn't haul it back to shore, they were able to keep it from floating away even further before Coast Guard arrived. But it turns out in the end, it was a local farmer with a tractor who actually made the save, tying a rope between the two vehicles, his tractor and the ice cream truck, and towed this thing back to dry land.
All right.
If you get a
Happy
chance,
ending.
look at the pictures online. This is Cornwall, just type in Cornwall, England, Kelly Whip ice cream.
I got a recreation here.
But
that's the truck that services Alan's neighborhood and never gets near the water, so you don't have to worry about the tides.
Well, because we were talking before the show that Alan's HOA is ruled by another HOA, so he's got multi-tiered HOAs that he has to deal with, and I'm pretty sure they don't like the ice cream trucks.
We heard the tone at the top of the hour. We got a break for news, traffic, weather, and sports, and a bunch of other crap you don't need. Is that it, Leslie?
I did get an enhanced tropical cyclone alert while I've been sitting here waiting for the show.
You have to evacuate?
No evacuation here. I'm inland. Those yellow areas, they're the ones where they can have shore issues.
All right, show me on that anatomically correct map where you are.
Really, that arrow,
in
the
yellow?
black arrow. No, there's a black arrow under Orlando, and I'm about halfway between those two places, between the arrow and Orlando. I can't put another arrow on the screen. We don't have that level of interactivity.
So far, so good, though.
Yeah, this storm, right now it looks like heavy rain here, maybe some wind. The more severe alert is for the next county to my northwest and to the counties along the coast. But these things change every 15 minutes, it seems. And that cone of uncertainty, as they call it, is because their predictions don't get a whole lot more specific. And those predictions are where the center of the storm is going to go and not where the storm is going to cause issue.
Well, I hope to see some reporters standing out there in the hard wind.
I don't think this one is forecast to be strong enough for that. Yeah.
It's not going to, it's not.
You like the roof coming off the local gas station.
I like the oscillating stop sign, the tin roof blowing down the street, the palm trees bent. Yeah, the usual.
Yeah, we'll just use the B-roll.
The B-roll. Are we ready to hit the button, Ellen, and give something away? Oh, no, wait a minute. It's a new month. That means a new page of the calendar for ProjectCanineHero.org. Jason Johnson's sanctuary in Tennessee, where he takes the dogs that have retired from the TSA and police departments and cares for them for the remainder of their lives because the government has no program, which is hard to believe.
And once again, a shout out to Tracy from Wisconsin, who apparently is our tattoo mama this week, giving us a bunch of these. But she, in lieu of a birthday recently, went on social media and said, hey, as a fan of this show, in lieu of gifts, just give to Project Canine Hero. And I think that would be something that,
yes, could do. Very much appreciate you doing that. If you do, can somebody read the text for the dog Howard, because it's too small for me to see?
Yeah, well, I have it blown up larger on a screen next to the show, which makes it a little easier. So this is Canine H. Howard. Canine H. Howard served as an explosives detection dog at the Indianapolis International Airport with the Transportation Security Administration for over 9 years as a passenger screening canine. During that time, H. Howard has worked NFL Super Bowls, the G8 Summit, and the Republican National Convention, protecting the American public. Spanning New York to LA and from Seattle to Tampa, H. Howard was well-traveled and experienced. H. Howard was named after a 9/11 hero, George Howard. Mr. Howard was a New York Port Authority police officer who was on his day off on September 11th, 2001, but rushed to the World Trade Center towers anyway, where he gave his life trying to save others. The true definition of a hero. We were extremely honored to have served K9 H. Howard.
Oh.
And all the dogs on the 2024 calendar are deceased, right, Alan?
I believe so. His dates of life were 6/18/2008 to 9/30/2022.
Yeah. So if you can contribute anything to Jason's sanctuary, please do. All right, let's hit the button and give something away. All that stuff to somebody.
Look
You
at
ready,
this
Alan?
nice package.
It's
I
massive.
just got to
Massive.
switch the graphics packages out. That would
If
be this
Mark
one
Maron
over.
had this, he would be successful. Here we go.
Oh my God, exactly. Look at
Here we go.
That would be this here. There
That
we go.
button. Who's going to win? Who's going to take all that stuff? Who? Who? Talk to me. Is it still spinning? What happened? Jadine.
Nadine.
Jadine.
Jadine,
Jadine.
Jadine, can you hear me, Garry? Jadine, email your information about like where you get mail to Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text it to 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply. Why is the music getting louder in my ear?
You're controlling that.
No, I'm actually not. There's no control for that. And I don't think I've
okay.
had it get louder on me before. But again, send your U.S. mailing address to Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text it to 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply. And Leslie will get the stuff down to the post office, and then they'll do with it what they do with it.
Well, and with that, like I said, there's been a backlog here. I'm sorry to Cindy and Mark. We'll get yours out. But also know that if you give us your address, it's going no further. It stays here. We don't sell it to third parties. This is just us having a good time. I will take good care of your...
We respect your privacy. That's what we do here.
Oh, heck yes. And I hope you respect ours, especially people who send me things like wine in the mail and stuff.
I think that's going to be gone in
I
about
asked
an
them
hour.
not to come by and egg my house at any point. So
Okay. Here we go with the cannoli.
Pickles, that would be fine, right?
yeah, it's kind of cool.
Or
But
pickles,
you know
cannoli,
what? No,
pickles.
I'm good
pickles?
with...
Okay. Are we done with that? We're ready for the schnauzer?
We should.
They got the cannoli. Okay. Now the schnauzer. What should we do with it?
You know what? Go ahead and douse that schnauzer in pickle juice because I hear it's hydrated. Oh, but it might sting the schnauzer.
All right. Thank you, Natalie Wood.
Details. Exactly.
Details to follow.
I
Okay,
know the
that's
story.
it. Talk to you on Monday. 3 in the green. Gear is down. Flaps are down. The Voice of the Globe, America's podcast. I think I'm going to stick this landing because we have.
Wait, like
Tonight.
like a toothpick and a club
Like
sandwich?
a toothpick and a club sandwich.
And that's all the news and nonsense for this week, GarrForce. Thank you for streaming.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Please be sure to like and share the show on all of your social networks.
More eyeballs.
If you're not already a subscriber, show your support by subscribing to GarrForce Live YouTube channel. For those watching a replay, that button is right here. All the rest of our episodes, right here.
Boom.
Hello?
Shakalaka.
Did you click something?